Honorable Minister, this is not the Ministry of Communication. This is Parliament.
I'm very well aware of that, sir.
Resume your seat.
Esla Owusu-Ekufo, MP for Ablekuma West, from the NPP, sits defiantly on the laps of Minta Kando, NDC MP for Jabuso. As both sides,
one eternity later,
justice must not only be done, but must be seen to be done in all cases.
Okay.
Not in only those cases to which some people appear to be sentimentally attached.
To become a member of Parliament, you have to be elected by the voter, and you have to be declared by the Electoral Commission. But you have to be sworn in by the Speaker.
I don't know your experience in reporting, but once a court has made a pronouncement...
Madam Speaker, when you are pronouncing...
Mr. Speaker, we have clearly shown that it is possible to reduce the NPP majority to Nkukwan Kete.
to restore the status quo. Don't say that I am saying. You, as a reporter, there has been 2 rulings confirming that. So don't continue to describe me as leader of MPP caucus. Is that okay? Don't tell the public that I am claiming and that you don't know what it is. Unless you don't know why you are doing court reporting.
I know why I'm doing court reporting.
No. So can you clarify?
There is no constitutional crisis in this country.
Okay.
The Parliament of Ghana is alive and working. Let nobody mislead, misinform, or disinform you and the country.
2 seconds earlier.
Mr. Speaker, you reserve the right to be there to make your point. Let me make my point too. Mr. Speaker, no way. Speaker, you said I allegedly sent some bailiffs. Alleged bailiffs.
No.
Mr. Speaker, then clarify.
Please.
Mr. Speaker,
Listen to me.
Mr. Speaker, listen.
Honorable Majority Leader, I don't want to proceed to make some orders. Please, resume your seat. I'm very serious about that.
Mr. Speaker,
Please, resume your seat.
Minority Chief Whip, read the standing orders again.
Mr. Speaker, I have read what I want to read, and I've stopped where I want to stop.
Honorable Member,
you listen to me, and when you hear me,
will you
Mr.
resume
Speaker,
your
you have
seat?
to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat?
Mr. Speaker, you have to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat? Honorable Majority Leader.
Yes, I hear you, Mr. Speaker.
Your powers have not reached that.
Mr. Speaker, I agree with you.
Honorable Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Resume your seat.
I will.
Honorable Minister, this is not the Ministry of Communications. This is Parliament.
I'm very well aware of that, sir.
Resume your seat.
2 seconds earlier.
The
Honorable
references
Minister,
are being made.
were you here from the very beginning?
My understanding is that
Were you here from the very beginning?
no, I've been here since morning.
Please, you've been here since
I've
morning.
been here since morning. I've been here from the very beginning. Today, I was
So
here
why did you say
when
no?
the prayers were being
If you were
said.
here, why did
I
you
have
say
been
no?
here all morning. I had no idea what you meant by the very beginning. But I have been here. I was here before you entered the chamber. I was here for prayers. I have been here throughout.
Minister, do you
My
really
understanding is
listen
that-
to yourself when you are talking?
Consider. Yes, I do. I weigh my words very carefully before I speak.
If you were here from the very beginning before we started, and I asked you, were you here from the very beginning? You said no. Then you continue. And now you are telling me you were here even before I entered.
Yes, Mr. Speaker,
Yes,
I've been
so
here
it meant that
before
you were not listening to
I
yourself.
had no idea what you meant by very beginning. I haven't been here this week. This is my first time I'm appearing in the House this week. I've been here since the beginning of proceedings today. And I do listen to myself very carefully and weigh my words carefully
I don't
before
think so.
I speak.
I don't
You don't
think
think so?
Please.
You are entitled to your opinion.
Honorable
But I
Minister,
beg to differ.
Honorable Minister, resume your seat.
At the end of the day, the judgment of the court will set a lot of precedents. But don't forget, the law is that the Supreme Court can always differ from its earlier decision. That is a danger. So for a purpose, I can give a judgment and ruling. to favor the situation. Tomorrow, I say, no, I disagree with that. And that is permitted by law. So when you tell me that, it means that the Supreme Court is supreme. And so when it orders, I must obey. When I know the same Supreme Court can disorder, you have to raise a question back. I'm a lawyer by profession. And the first time I appeared in the Supreme Court was 1983. 1983. That was my first case in the Supreme Court. I don't know whether those who are going there now were born, but it's okay. The last one is when I was young, I think when we were in the senior high, we were not calling it senior high, we were calling it secondary school. There was some song, it's too late to say that you are sorry. After you broken my heart. When I needed you to satisfy my soul. You turn your back and said,
now, I think we should add singer to Mr. Speaker's argument because the skills keep adding as we go along. I said he was an old woman in an old man's skin. He refused, but... And so I think that you don't agree with me that we've had a very fruitful good afternoon.
2 seconds earlier.
Honorable Majority Leader, I don't want to proceed to make some orders. Please, resume your seat.
Mr. Speaker.
Please, resume your seat.
The Speaker of Parliament, speaking for the first time in an interaction with journalists in Parliament, said it appears there is a collusion between the executive and the judiciary to weaken Parliament.
Both the president and the judiciary have sinned against the Constitution and must seek the opportunity to confess and repent to be forgiven.
2 seconds earlier.
Minority Chief Whip, read the standing orders again.
Mr. Speaker, I have read what I want to read, and I've stopped where I want to stop.
Honorable Member,
you listen to me, and when you hear me,
will you resume your seat?
You have to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat? Honorable Majority Leader.
Yes, I hear you, Mr. Speaker.
Your powers have not reached that. Mr. Speaker, I agree with you. Honorable Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Resume your seat.
I will.
Honorable Minister, this is not the Ministry of Communications. This is Parliament.
I'm very well aware of that, sir.
Resume your seat.
Okay. 1 eternity later.
With respect, for the past 12 years, I have accorded you every respect, and I'll continue to do that. Mr. Speaker, the facts you put out are not true. Mr. Speaker, these are credibility issues, so I will respond for the record. Mr. Speaker, somebody has told you something. Mr. Speaker, you reserve the right to be there to make your point. Let me make my point too. Mr. Speaker, no way. Mr. Speaker, whoever told you that I threw a paper at somebody, this has to do with my credibility. I will not allow hands.
Honorable Member, you don't listen at all.
Mr. Speaker, I do.
I never said
Mr.
you.
Speaker, you said
I never said you threw a paper at anybody.
Mr. Speaker.
I never said that.
That's exactly what you said. Let the answer check it. Mr. Speaker, that is what you said.
You are being carried away by your anger. You are not listening.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not angry.
Honorable Member.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not angry.
I said the court process was thrown on the table in the office. I never stated it was thrown by you at any person.
Mr. Speaker, you said I allegedly said some bailiffs. Alleged bailiffs.
No.
Mr. Speaker, then clarify.
Please.
Mr. Speaker,
listen to me.
Mr. Speaker, I'm listening.
Honorable Majority Leader, I don't want to proceed to make some orders. Please, resume your seat. I'm very serious about that.
Mr. Speaker.
Please, resume your seat.